Your movie is wonderful, and I can't stop talking about it. I wish we could talk spoilers because there are so many fascinating details. I quickly got obsessed with. I'll start from the beginning. Signing on, I've got two big questions. I'll start with my two-parter here. When you first took this role in Longlegs, what part of making the movie were you most looking forward to? But then also, is there a part of the process that wound up being more creatively fulfilling than you ever could have imagined at the start?
Yeah, the thing I was looking forward to the most was I've never really done a horror film like this. So I was excited about diving into the horror genre. Number one, I felt like I was in great hands because Oz Perkins, our director, is the writer also. His father is an iconic legend in Tony Perkins, the star of Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho. So he's got that in his pedigree, which was exciting. It was exciting also. But also the fact that when I first spoke to Oz after reading the script, he hadn't finished the film, writing the film. So he had not finished the final scene. So I didn't know where it was going, but he had ideas. And I signed on based on his ideas. And then he sent me the scene when he finished. And he says, "What do you think?" I said, "Man, I think this is phenomenal. And it's going to be fun. Let's go."
I feel like with you in particular, not knowing where it ends when you sign on, like my brain can't compute that right now.
Well, I tell you, because it's the FBI character. I've played federal agents before, but I've never played an FBI agent in the context of this world, horror film genre, but the world that Oz created. So that made it very unique and different for me. So I would have been happy to do it, just leaving it at that. But then when I saw it was going someplace else, that was even more exciting and challenging as an actor and fun to play, made it worthwhile.
So when you get the full script from Oz, what would you say your biggest burning question for him was about what's really going on here?
See, the problem is I can't say that. I'll be giving it away. But I had a lot of questions. I said, what's up with this? And what's up with that? And why is she not asking these questions? Why am I not asking these questions? And why am I asking these questions? Well, I can tell you this because we know, because there's a website that has birthdays of murdered families. You have fathers who are killing their wives and children, specifically fathers who are killing their wives and children. Why? And why is Longlegs doing it? And if he is, how is he doing it? He's not even around. The mystery, the burning question. So that was my primary question.
Here's a why question that's probably safe to answer because it happens early on in the film. And I feel like it's a choice of his that says so much about who he is and how he operates. Why do you think he's so insistent on Lee coming into the house and meeting his family at the beginning?
I just think he's trying to get to know her. Because at that stage of his journey, if there are other things going on, he doesn't know it around him.
He doesn't know so much at that point.
He doesn't know so much.
Leading into the not knowing, what was it like for you trying to wrap his head around the fact that he embraces Lee's abilities, but also eventually draws the line in terms of how much he's willing to believe?
Yeah, I think the very question you're asking is what Oz asks of the audience. How much are you willing to believe? And can you believe that this can happen? We know we're dealing with supernatural because he's merged many different genres, police procedural, supernatural, horror, and psychological thrillers. So he's merged all of that. And I think the fact that my character is asking these questions, and there's only so much and only so far he'll go in terms of what he believes in, what is even possible. I guess I should leave it at that.
Yeah, fair enough. I love watching a character toe that line. I find that mentality so interesting. You brought up Oz a bunch of times and, how incredible he is crafting stories like this. I'm curious about your experience working with him as an actor's director. What is something he did for you on this set that, you're excited for even more actors to get to experience when they work with him on his future films?
What he did, we really hit it off. So like I said, I didn't know where that final scene was going. And once we talked, he really gave me more than I expected, so I was happy about that, and, I appreciate his easygoing sense of self, because that sets the tone on a set. And whenever you're doing intense films like this, you're dealing with some very dark aspects of life, spirituality, the occult, devil worship, and combating all of that. It can be challenging spiritually and physically. emotionally, all of that. But when you have someone like Oz who's just kind of laid, you've talked to him, he's laid back and easygoing and funny. Actually, it makes it all much easier to walk through.
I always say the people who make the most twisted horror films are usually like the kindest, like biggest teddy bears in the industry.
That's right. That's very true. I don't know why that is, but it's very true.
They get it out on screen, and then it's nice and relaxed in real life.
That makes sense. Yeah, there you go. That makes sense.
Obviously, now I want you to do more horror movies. So if you had the opportunity to join the long-running horror franchise of your choice, what franchise would you pick and why?
Ooh, I want to do a Saw.
Oh,
I don't know if they're still doing it. It's like 18 of them. I don't know. They done, but yeah, I'd love to do a Saw film.
I mean, you can. They're continuing. They've got another one coming out again.
I got some calls to make.
Okay. I like saying these things and manifesting them. So I'm
glad you asked that. I've not articulated that outside.
Okay. Yeah. I'll take it. Solid choice there. So we've sung Oz's praises. I love him in the genre space. I also love Maika's work in this particular space. And she's really emerged as quite the force in horror. So can you tell me something you saw her do on the set of this film that, you know, might speak to why she has this next level ability to just soar in genre storytelling?
I would tell you the reason I love my favorite horror films are the ones that are rooted in reality. You know, it's not the jump scares necessarily. It's not definitely not special effects. It's the human, spiritual, psychological character work that goes on, and that's what I saw in Maika so much. I mean, she's really incredible. You know, because when Oz would say cut, she would just be, you know, chilling and kicking back and just being real easygoing. But when he's called action, you know, you've seen the film, so she's got an offbeat oddness, quirkiness to her. Where that comes from, only she can say. You know, her history, maybe being traumatized. Who knows where it comes from? But what she created was fascinating to watch in the context of Longlegs. In terms of her career, you know, it's great to see because she's got a level head as a human being and as an actress. And then the work is just exceptional. So it makes sense to me that she'd have this kind of trajectory of success.
Oh, I got high hopes that trajectory is going to continue to go up and up and up for all of you and for this movie. Loved it. I've seen it twice, and now I'm even more obsessed with it than I was a little while ago. So congratulations.
Oh, man. No, thank you. I can't wait to talk to people
after. All the dots connect so perfectly.
Right? And that's what I can't wait to talk to people after they've seen it. We can't talk now, but just delve into all that stuff.
We'll reconnect for a completely different project, but I'll still be asking you Longlegs questions.
All right, good. Deal.